And now, to honor America, please join in the singing of our national anthem. Representing the three-time Stanley Cup champion New Jersey Devils, Arlette.
I feel like I'm at a game. Oh my gosh. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And welcome to the Let's Go Devils podcast. Filling in on the introductions right here for the Gremlin Monster, Sam Wu, who is very ill right now. But he's still a trooper, and he's out there producing shows because that's what Sam Wu does. He gets it done. Oh, I forgot to do the DX intro. All right.
Oh, dude, we'll save it for another time. Don't go blowing your load all
I'm getting all revved up here. Uh-oh.
Well, look, it's all right. There you go.
Now he's going back. All right, ready? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Sam Wu Productions and the New Jersey Devils are proud to bring to you its two-time tag team champions of the world, the Road Dogg, Beer Barrett, the Badass, Scotty C, the Let's Go Devils podcast.
There you go.
And if you're not down with that, I got two words for you. Rangers suck.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I look like I don't know what to do with my hands. You're doing it all cool, and I'm like over here, and I don't know which way my camera points. I always do things backwards.
I'm pointing the wrong direction. Yeah.
Oh my God!
What's up, buddy?
Here we go.
Nice to see you. I didn't get to see you last week with the Super Bowl and everything like that. So glad to be.
Super Bowl. Then I had a horrific stomach virus. So that little bug that's been going around that's been taking people out.
Oh, dude. That little bug.
Yeah.
Bug?
That little bug. That little bug when you feel like your insides are melting out of your beehole. Yeah.
Oh, that little bug.
Oh. And then the week before I was in Puerto Rico, so having a little time.
Let me feel sorry for you. Oh, so you're at the beach, probably getting drunk, eating God knows what.
We went to a wedding, and I did get drunk. Maybe had a little too much.
Oh yeah. No drinking at weddings or anything like that at the beach.
No, nothing like that. Not in paradise.
You know what? Before, because I know you have something you want to jump into. I just want to say, because it was a while ago. Congratulations to anyone that was at the Dallas Stars New Jersey Devils game when they did the 2000 Stanley Cup, celebration and got to see Peter Sikora. But got to see Peter Sikora. That's something that'll never happen again. Like you were a part of history that night. That was such a cool touch to make that day really feel special. And I know it was like a week or so ago, but we haven't been on, you and I, talking about it.
Yeah,
and I just wanted to say congratulations to anyone that was at that game, because that was a little piece of history and you'll never forget it.
Yeah, and good on the Devils for doing that too. Like, good on the Devils.
Yeah.
Whoever had that idea was like, good for you. Give that person a nice little raise or whatever. Because not only was it special, but no, seriously, if you think about it, not only was it special for the fans, like you said, being there, it was super special for him. And he even said so after the game. And I thought that was such a nice touch. It was such a cool honor, to have Sikora go out there with the cup. And obviously, if you're a Devils fan, you know why he wasn't able to skate around with the cup when they beat the Dallas Stars in 2000.
No good Darian Hatcher. That's why. That's why.
Son of a bitch. That
with his elbows flying.
But yeah, before we get into the recent play,
you know what though? Just really quick, very reminiscent of his fellow line mate Patrick Elias when he did his final lap around before he retired as well. Kind of very like a little similar things going on there, which is just a cool thing given how connected they were in their Devils history when Peter was on the team.
Yes, sir. Best friends too. I do have to talk. Best friends. I think we just became best friends.
We just became best friends.
I do want to talk about something about Elias. How I think that he should be an assistant coach. That he brings such a good energy to this team. And we'll talk about that a little bit. Somebody was pointing it out on Twitter the other day that whenever he's around, Pavel Zacha seems to pick up his game. And I think that's 100% true. And Pavel Zacha, when he was drafted by the Devils, basically said like this is where I wanted to be. Like I love the Devils, and mainly because of Patrick Elias, and that was his idol, that was his hero. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. We'll talk about Mackenzie Blackwood.
Jesus. Man.
Dude, I got it. You got to throw him a little out there, a little bit out there.
You got me so excited for the show.
Oh my god. You think you're excited? Feel these nipples. Tell me what movie that's from. But anyways,
that's a basketball.
That's right. There you go. Mack Black with the double shutouts. All this stuff, all this, very positive. We'll talk about trade deadlines. We'll talk about rumors, who we think is going to go, who we don't want to go, all these other kinds of things.
I got some interesting line combinations I want to throw out there later too. See your reaction to them.
I would be very interested, to hear what you have to say about that. But honestly, the situation that's going on in the desert right now with the Arizona Cardinals, they're a football team. With the Yotes, with the Coyotes, the old Desert Dogs.
The Desert Dogs.
They have fallen out of a playoff position.
Bye-bye.
But it's only like a point or a half a point or whatever the hell. They're not really that far out of it. But the point is, they got Taylor Hall, and they thought that Taylor Hall was going to be, push them over the top, right? Oh my gosh! Did you hear a conspiracy floating in the air that he was not that good of a teammate and blah 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 when he was here, and possibly when he was in Edmonton, and then all of a sudden he goes to Arizona, who is in the driver's seat in the Pacific, and then now they're out of the playoffs. I'm not saying I'm one for conspiracy theories, but there's just something about it.
Allegedly.
We don't know.
Yeah, when
we're
you say
not
it,
in the room.
Hands up too. Allegedly.
This freaking guy. But anyways, the other thing that I want to point out about this, and this is something that you and I were just talking about off air right before we came on, is the Arizona Coyotes. They got themselves into a little bit of trouble because they were basically fitness testing some prospects before they drafted them. There's 20 such accounts or something like that. Different allegations that are floating around.
A little bit. You test
a little bit. We made them sprint up and down the hallway 5 times with a jug of water, and that was our test. How fast can you go? Did you beat Joey Two Shoes? Because he is really quick. That dude he's fast. Anyways, so I know I know the NHL kind of comes down on teams and will sometimes take away a first-round pick, and this is something that I kind of floated out to you, and I want to get your full thought on this because we were kind of rushed by the ghouling sounds of Sam Wu.
Wu.
If Arizona, 1 minute, you bastards!
30 seconds.
Get your S together. Get your ass in gear. That doesn't sound like Sam's been kidnapped. Anyways, if Arizona, they traded away their first round pick to the Devils for Taylor Hall. It's a lottery protected pick. If they're caught to be, or if they're found guilty, what I think they should do is they should unprotect that pick and make it an unprotected lottery. So basically, the Devils would have their first round pick, and if that happens to be one of the picks that's boom in the lottery, and it goes to a number 3, 2, or 1, it should be that way. I don't know. Throw that out there and out to Facebook and see what you guys think of that kind of idea. Those bastards out in the desert getting caught doing naughty things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what they might do as well, if they just might penalize them for the year after or whenever the next first round pick that they actually have. It
would be such
surrender.
an easy.
I'm not gonna lie and say I know all the parameters of the contracts and the trade and everything. And the condition, I have to look that up. Where's Tim? Get Tim Clark Callahan on this, please.
Yeah, Tim, our statistician.
Let's go.
he's their bookie. I mean, the guy that checks the books.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, seriously, if you think about it, like it's a fit. Like the penalty isn't like it's almost as similar as losing your first round pick, because the whole thing about it being a protected pick, like. Yeah, you're giving up away a first round pick. So even if you're giving up a 9th or I forget. See, like I would have to figure out how all that stuff works, like if it's protected or unprotected. Because if the jacket or if I keep wanting, God, I'm looking at something that says jacket. My brain is still not right. I'm just telling you. If the Coyotes just fall off the face of the earth for the rest of the year and they end up being like a top 3 pick. I mean, do the Devils then get a top 3 pick, or is it? I don't know how this protected pick thing works, or is it just protected from the lottery, meaning like it can't get bumped up into that position?
I think that's what it means, but I gotta look back and see what the actual trade. Actually, I don't know what the hell you call it. The actual trade work of the trade, man. The fine line, the details of it. Because I don't know what all the conditions are. Because it's a conditional pick, right? Or is no. That's the one. There's a conditional pick in the trade as well, though, right?
Is there? Man. I don't know. Somebody look this up.
I
don't have time for this crap.
Is Sam Wu Productions out there? He can look it up and text us.
Peter on the Facebook group, or Omar, one of you guys. Come on.
Oh, Hall has to sign. Hey, Peter Jr.
No, but he says, I thought. He says, I thought. I don't know.
Hall has
look it up, Peter.
Sign. We have to figure out. I think it might be the second pick that's the conditional one. I'm not really sure, though. See, we have to see. Terms. Such a tough word. That's the one I was searching for there for a while. Terms. We got to see what the terms of the contract. Oh, man. You think your brain is fried. Dude, I can't think of the word terms.
No joke.
What's that, 5 letters?
So either way, I mean, the season in itself is like kind of a lost season at this point, and you're just kind of good man, Peter. You're a good man. He said, okay, give me a minute.
Petey.
So our friend Peter is going to go look that up. I thought I heard something that. That if Hall signed long term, that was one of the terms. We have their first pick, and if they win the lottery, then it becomes the following year. Oh,
that's what the protection is.
That's what. Thank you, Jerry. Or is it Gary? Gary or Jerry? I'm gonna say it's Jerry.
That's Jerry. It's Jerry with a G.
Jerry.
He spells it with a G instead of a J. He's Jerry.
Jerry. What's the deal?
top 3 protected. If the Coyotes land there, we get the 2021 pick no matter where it lands. First round is protected for the first 3 choices. Look at this, man. Man, we got some good people out there.
Yeah, you guys are good. Thank
We're
you,
tough. You guys are smart.
Yeah, seriously. I've been hit in the head too many times in my life. I don't know. So anywho's, so essentially what I'm getting, the point that I'm trying to make about all this stuff is the second pick is a 3rd round.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, the
with
3rd round
conditions.
pick.
Jerry comes from Gerard. Oh, Gerald. Thanks,
Gerald
Jerry.
And Jerry. Oh, Jerry.
Gerald and Jerry.
It's Jerry. And Jerry.
3rd pick.
It's Jerry. I'm Jerry. Who's Jerry?
And the guy. All right, I got to stop reading this. I got to start going off into La La Land here. The Devils are also retaining $6 million cap hit, which is prorated. Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, all of our friends on Facebook group. Thank you. And if you're not sure what's going on, just go to the Facebook group or follow us on one of our many platforms. We are on Twitch. We're on this. We're on that. We're on. I don't know. Usually, Sam does
that's
that
what
stuff.
it is. The 3rd round pick in the deal. The 3rd round pick in the 3rd round pick in the deal becomes a first rounder if the Coyotes win the division, win the cup, resign Hall. Okay, I knew there were some crazy terms to it. But either way, we get one next year.
We get a first this year. It's a first this year.
Well, you know, what I mean. Yeah.
Which, if they keep sucking dirt out there, it's going to be a top 10 pick.
I'm sure it'll get ruined somehow for it. You know, I know my luck.
What are you talking about? We got Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier. Our luck is pretty good when it comes to the draft lately.
Well, I mean, that's because we were terrible, you know, and we went through a lot of. We went through. Well, I wouldn't say we're terrible this year. Well, maybe let's transition a little bit because you know what? Tell you the truth, I do believe the Devils are on. What do they got? I believe they're on a 6-game point streak right now. Let me just look back here real quick.
They are. You're 100% right. 6 or 7.
So we had the actual. So we beat Ottawa. So coming out of the All-Star break, we beat Ottawa. Shootout lost to Nashville. OT lost to Dallas, the game we were talking about. Awesome. Anyone who was there got to see the Peter Sikora lap. Then they beat Ottawa again. Then shootout lost to Nashville. Shootout lost to Dallas. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The Dallas won again. And then Montreal, Philly, we killed. And then the Kings. So what is that?
Hey, so apparently...
I'm reading the schedule wrong. So it's just Ottawa, Nashville. So it's 6 games. 6 games with points. It's pretty good for a team. Considering the fact also that Nico Hischier has been out. Vatanen has been out. You know, those are 2 of our... I think Sammy is number 6 or number 5 overall in points. You know, Nico is number 3. So those are some big producers right there that are out of the lineup, and they're still doing really well. And we gotta, you know, put the devil horns up for Mack Black, man. 2 shutouts in a row. That kid has looked stellar the past couple games, you know, and I've been liking the way they've been playing. To be quite honest with you, they've been tough. They've been gritty. They've been hustling. They're showing me a lot of character build so far.
All right, so then that leads me into the next point. Yes, okay. I agree. This team has been since a lot of the turnover that's been happening with this team. It started with Heinze getting fired, and then Hall getting traded. Obviously, we all know what the hell went on. I don't have to lay it all out for everybody. But I mean, like this team, since Nasruddin has come on, has taken on a different identity. And I feel like they've gotten. I know. I was seriously about to comment on your Santa Claus mug.
It's coffee. It's not whiskey. I swear.
Yeah. Well, I forget. But anyways,
no, we're talking about in-house with everybody.
No. It's not. Yeah. So I mean, like this, everything has been. This team just looks different. It feels different. There's been a lot of really good play from a lot of really good players, but they still have those big clunkers that they throw in there and those games that are just kind of like head scratchers. The that game against that team from Canada that I don't want to mention right now because I'm kind of sour about the one guy that they have on that team.
Montreal.
I mean, that game they should have won. Mack has games where he looks incredible, like the last two. And then he has games where he's like letting everything, like, a stiff breeze could go out there and score on him. Or at least that's the optic of it. So, I mean, he's young, yes. I mean, that's something that hopefully he'll get better with time. And I feel like he should be the number one going forward unless you're able to get Braden Holtby over the summer. And this kind of leads me into what I was going to say is, the team has been playing great. There's guys in this team that you watch play, and I'm like, please, for the love of God, keep Kyle Palmieri around. Keep him signed for a long-term contract. Keep Blake Coleman, on for a long-term contract. Please get Nikita Gusev signed for a long-term deal. These guys are building blocks of what we could possibly build into a contender, or at least a consistent contender. And who knows what's going to happen? And it's weird because you look at it and you're like, does ownership give Fitzgerald permission to do anything if they know they're not going to bring him back as the long-term GM? That would be like if you rented a house, if you owned a beach house and you rented out the house and you're like, dude, you could remodel my whole house. I don't care. You're not going to be there at the end of the summer, but it doesn't matter. Like, just do whatever you want, remodel it, pick the new kitchen, put up new cabinets, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can, like, if they know he's not coming back, how much of a leash do they give him? And I think that's going to be the most interesting thing, because there's a lot of rumor floating around. Unfortunately, Coleman, Palmieri, Vatanen, and if you could get a first for Vatanen, if you could get a first for Palmieri, I hate to say it, you would have 4 first-round picks in this upcoming draft, which is by all counts a pretty loaded draft. I don't know, buddy. What do you think?
I mean, I think they're going to give them the rope to make some minor deals, but I don't know. I mean, Palmieri will probably be the one that fetches you the most, obviously. But Sammy, he is UFA. We've already talked about Andy, if he's willing to waive his no movement clause or no trade, whatever it is. Does he want to go to a contender? Trade him to a contender. So he can have one more cup run, And Wayne Simmons, if anyone, is looking for some grit, some muscle, maybe some power play depth, maybe he can get you something. I personally would prefer not to see Palmieri or Coleman go. I think they, work really well on the team. I think Palms and Nico have a really good chemistry together. Honestly, I've been thinking, I just want to throw this out there at you. I've been thinking when Nico comes back and gets healthy, I'd really like to see Gusev kind of move up to that top line just to see what he can do, because he seems to be a really dangerous playmaker, passing and assists and setting a lot of stuff up for Coleman and Zajac. And I would just wonder what he would do with Nico and Palms. I would love to see that, and I'd love to see Zacha get some time with Zajac and Coleman, because I feel like Zacha doesn't want to use his body as much. Not very physical. Rather be that finesse, kind of player. And Coleman and Zajac can definitely go in and grind it and get to the front and let him kind of make some moves. I don't know. It's just been things that I think would be interesting for the rest of the season. While the season is, right, we're not mathematically eliminated, but come on, we all know the truth.
It would take a golden goose miracle for them to make it to the playoffs.
It's not going to happen. So try some of these things out for a little bit. I don't know. I would love to see that when Nico comes back. And it's nothing against Jesper Bratt or anything like that, but he's not lighting the world on fire. He's had a good run late.
He's playing with so much more. It looks like he's playing with so much more confidence, and I feel like that was another thing too. When Hines got fired, and after he got fired, you see guys like Pavel Zacha kind of picking up his game. There's warehouse, yeah. I don't know. Like, there's pieces to this team that, like, going forward, you really could see, like, this is the building block. Like, our PK right now is insane. We've been I forget what the stat is. In the last 14 games, I think we scored like 7 shorthanded goals or something like that. Excuse me, the hiccups. But I mean, like, and that's the thing is, like, Pavel Zacha's defensive game, like, people rag on him because he's number 6 pick, and we could have had Barzell, we could have this guy. There's like a laundry list of dudes that you could have gotten instead of Pavel Zacha at the number 6 pick. You could do that. Honestly, you could do that in every single draft, unless you drafted Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, or anybody that's, a surefire lock Hall of Famer. You could look back and you could literally say, like, oh, we could have had this guy or this guy. It happens every year. I think Pavel Zacha is finally starting to develop into this identity that he's going to be. He's a defensive forward. I disagree with you a little bit where he's starting to use his size. You could see him moving his body into guys. He's really starting to be more physical out there. A little, I don't know, man. Next game, watch his play, because the way he's going into the corners, the way he's, like, battling for the puck, he's definitely using his size a little bit more. He's 6'2" and 255 or something like that. He's not a little kid. Right. And I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like he's starting to develop into it.
Go ahead.
No, I just feel like he's starting to find his identity, is what it is.
I mean, I'm hoping so. I'd like to see him come around because his defensive game is tight. He's good face-offs. He can kill penalties. He scored a couple shorthanded goals too. So, he's good. We want to see him develop more. And I guess we do have to realize he is only a few years off of a very, very, scary head injury as well. And that's got to be something that still probably is there in the back of his mind. Every time he goes into the boards or something like that, you just gotta think that, like, I don't know, because it was such a freak injury with him, with his skates coming out, hitting the back of his head. I'm sure that's probably there. As a hockey player, you can't let it be there, but as a human being, it's got to be there somewhere. So I don't know. I personally, I want to see him improve. That's why I kind of want to see him moved up into a second line role. That's what I was thinking about. Goose up in first line, even more minutes. Put him with Nico and Pons when Nico comes back. Put Coleman with Zajac, and Zajac and Coleman. Put Zacha with Zajac and Coleman, and see what they can do, because Coleman's been on fire. Man, he against the Kings, or was that against Philly? He had that rocket shot. I can't remember if it was the last game or the one prior. I don't know, dude, I think it was last game. I think it was against the Kings. Man, he had a rocket in there, and I think it was actually a power play. Pickles actually getting power play time now. So that that's a guy who's always usually on the shorthanded, on the PK, and glad to see a hard worker like that getting rewarded.
Yo, listen, I mean, honestly, Blake Coleman, since if you go back to the podcast, like the beginning of this podcast, I think we were started like right around the time. God, Sam, 3 years? Season 3, whenever it was. I've been singing Coleman's praises.
It was 3 years ago.
3 years, what are you doing?
3 years. I'm sick.
But yeah, I've been singing Coleman's praises since we started doing this, because, like, he is what the identity of the Devils are. Like a no-name guy that's making a name for himself by grinding it out. I honestly feel like, God, I would hate to see him go. I would hate to see him traded. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that piece of the team go. I don't know what the hell they're going to let Fitz do with this team. And I don't know if anything, but okay. All right, hold on. I got to slow myself down. So I was thinking about this the other day. If they do allow him to make any of these trades, right? Yeah. No, that's what happens when your brain is like trying to do like 4 different things. So
okay.
I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, if they do let him trade off a couple of these pieces, right? And they let's just say, for argument's sake, they trade away Palmieri.
Let's no. Let's just say, I would say only the UFAs, the guys that they don't think are, they're going to re-sign again. Then that would be someone like an Andy.
I have
Green.
been praising McLeod since we started too. Damn it.
I would say like someone like Andy Green, Sammy Vatanen, maybe Wayne Simmons. People who are UFAs after this year.
Well, it doesn't really lead into what I was gonna say in the sense of like,
all right, screw it.
Giving
Fitzgerald free reign, and he can do whatever he wants.
And he trades off a bunch of pieces.
That's
you have a lot of guys
to say.
You have a lot of guys in the minors that maybe come up and take a good shot at this team and like have the last.
Is this all a big ploy to get Michael McLeod back on the team here? Is that is this all coming back to the circle?
If they trade Wayne Simmons, I mean, there's a guy in the minors that could fill that role nicely. Actually, it would probably be Bastien more than it would be McLeod, but whatever.
Maybe.
And with all that being said, they would bring up like I don't know, the next coming of Rooney. So it is what it is. But who knows, bro? Like I would like to see something happen, but at the same time, like I just hope. I feel like Fitzgerald would be fine. Oh shoot, this is something that because we haven't been on in like 2 weeks, where I haven't been on in 2 weeks. So it was during the 2012. The 2012. My God, my brain is fried, and I don't do anything. During the 2000 Cup, that whole like celebration.
Yes.
Who the hell did they interview? They interviewed somebody during the intermission. And they were basically giving
Jacques
I think it might have been it was Jacques Caron. There you go. Thank you. No, it was Jacques Caron. Okay. So Jacques Caron said something. They were talking about Marty, and he kind of I don't know if he was tipping his hand that Marty is going to be the next GM.
Oh yeah, the way he said that. He is ready for this job that he is preparing for.
Yeah, he's ready for the job. He's going to hold everybody accountable. You know, he's been waiting for this opportunity, blah, 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 blah. And like saying all these things. And it was like, wait a second, did he just reveal that Marty's going to be the next GM of this team?
Probably, yeah.
And like nobody really like you could tell. And even in the interview, I have to go back and watch it. But it felt like in the interview, they're kind of like, not that they like brush past that, but they're like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Like, damn, dude, like keep that under wraps. Like,
yeah, probably. I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about. I thought the exact same thing. Like, I'm like, did he just give us a big spoiler right there?
Yeah. One of those things where if you go back in time and you watch it, you're like, my God, he gave away the ending of the movie.
Yeah. It's like the second time you watch any Christopher Nolan movie, you're like, it's right there the whole time. How did I miss that?
Right in front of you. Guys are so say. We're crying out.
You were there the whole time. Oops, spoiler. Anyone who didn't see The Usual Suspects.
And if you haven't, get with the times, would you?
Yeah, it's a good one. If you haven't seen it,
it's the top 10.
I like that one.
See him. Jerry said he heard that too. And he thought the same thing too. I thought Chico said Marty wasn't interested. I guess anything's possible. That was from Bobby on the Facebook group. Yeah, and
everything from Jerry now, I'm reading in Jerry Seinfeld voice in my head.
Well,
I thought the same thing too. That's what I keep like hearing in my voice. Every comment for Jerry over here. Yes, I heard that. The same thing too.
But who knows? I don't know. That's the big kicker to all this is that he has to control the team, but who knows what the hell that I thought. By the way, I came up with that analogy of like renting a summer house and just letting somebody remodel it. I was like, that's pretty freaking genius.
You're a smart man, Scott.
I work in those kinds of ways.
I thought Chico said Marty wasn't interested. Oh, he's just playing coy. Come on. Old Chico.
Chico's smarter than that.
He knows better. Not Jacques Caron, who hasn't been on TV, in 30 years. And all of a sudden they put him on there and he starts spilling the beans about everything. Oh, when they announce it tomorrow, it'll be wonderful,
They're like Morello.
Jacques, no.
It's like Lou Lamoriello has bodies in the Meadowlands. Like, Jacques, stop.
Cut to Erica.
with her face like
Yeah.
looks like Mike Myers when
Yeah.
during the Hurricane Katrina relief. If anybody remembers that moment.
Oh, bad.
But it
Good Lord.
yeah, dude.
I don't know. We've gone off the ice. Not off the rails. We've gone off the ice.
But yeah, dude. Circling the wagons and going back to talking about what's going on in the season. I think it's kind of interesting too how good Ty Smith is doing right now for the Spokane Chiefs. And it's funny because every time he's been having a really good season. Every time that they post something like he scores a goal where he has like Ty Smith, we got 30-point night, and everybody's like freaking out. Obviously that didn't happen. But like every time he has like something really good happen,
this guy got like 30 points last night. He's freaking awesome.
The meltdown that goes on in Devil's Twitter, it's the greatest thing in the world to watch. Because I'll watch it pop up and be like, Ty Smith, goal. And I'll be like, we got this guy instead of blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, why did we have to send him back down? And then you get the guys that argue the other side of it. He wasn't ready, you moron. And it's like, oh my God. I know I bring this up on a regular basis, but I used to think that like Devil's Twitter or Devil's social media, not them particularly, just like in general, was the most toxic thing in the world. But it is also like the most entertaining to watch just people just pull each other apart by the limbs.
Yeah, I usually just I'm mainly like Instagram guy now, so that's where I just that was good, man. I gotta say, their Instagram post the other night with the Devils after they beat the Flyers, the gang gets the win. I like that. I saw that pop up in my stream. I'm like, ooh!
They always.
I sent that to my cousin down there in Philly. That was good. I like that roast.
See, even and our buddy Joe on the Facebook group just agreed with us. It's good to see that Smith is developing more in Spokane. He's going to be set up big time next year. Keep an eye on Tice Thompson. Dude, that is a huge point right there. Tice Thompson is a dude that's ripping up the college ranks right now, and somebody that I feel like is going to be a big, not like a sleeper prospect for the Devils, but I think that's going to be somebody that's going to come into the system and really open some eyes. This kid's loaded with talent. If you're not sure who Tice Thompson is, I think the last time I checked, Joe, you might want to double check me on this, because if anybody knows anything, our boy Joe,
because we're not good with the facts. We're
not good with information, reading books and knowledge. But Tice Thompson
like,
at one point was leading the NCAA in scoring. So I could be wrong about that. I could be dead wrong about that. Somebody could be like, he's in the OHL, you moron. I'd be like, oh yeah. I thought he played for college. He thought he was on a college team. He was in a grad program.
I think he's like setting records left and right. He's with the goals and the scoring. It's all good.
Listen, man, all I know is the way we talk about the team. You know what I mean? Like, whatever happened to... Yeah, I can't pronounce it, but I know who you're talking about. He had that injury during the World Juniors last year, and I think he's having a decent season in Penn State, if I'm not mistaken. Televite or whatever.
Televite? I don't know. I can't recall. I know one of our recent draft picks actually busted up his knee and he had to retire. One of our defensive prospects.
Oh, great.
I can't remember.
What? Something that we can't lose is a defensive prospect.
I know. Well, it wasn't Ty Smith, so don't worry about it. Or Kevin Big Balls.
Kevin Big Balls.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. He's got to come out to that song.
Yo, I forgot what team did this. I want to say it might be the Blue Jackets, but I'm not 100% sure. No. So, you know how like the MLB
Arne Televite.
Televite.
Arne Televite. That's what I'm going with.
Tel Aviv? Isn't that a TV station? He is the Finnish captain. The captain of Finnish.
Paul Thomas
anyway,
Alexander Dunn. I'm going to call him that. Instead of Paul
I would have
Thomas
called
Anderson, he's going to Paul Thomas Alexander Dunn.
I would have called him like one of the founding fathers. That is a founding father type of name right there.
Paul Alexander Dunn. Yeah, I could see that. Definitely, probably on the Constitution or Declaration
right underneath Herbie Hancock is where you'd find his right under there. Herbie Hancock. Yeah.
I think Clark Callahan was giving the answers over the shoulder there for that one.
Yeah, no, I just lost my train of thought. Hold on, let me think about this. The hell we were talking about prospects, Kevin Ball,
big balls. Someone was coming out to big balls.
Oh yes, yeah. So I forget what team does it, but you know in the MLB they have like walk-up songs. So like when you come up to bat, you have like a walk-up song. So
yeah.
I want to say it's the Blue Jackets, but I could be wrong about this. But they let the players pick their goal song. So whenever they score,
that's a good idea.
Their song, and I'm like, dude, that's such an awesome idea. And then you can make that so interactive. Okay, listen, Devils PR. I know you're always listening to us, so hear me out on this. You let the players next season, and no offense to Gaslight Anthem, they're a band. So, and I know they're from Jersey and stuff, but let the players pick their own song. I mean, NHL approved, blah, 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 blah. Put it through whatever rigmarole you have to put it through. I think that would be such a fun thing to do. It would add such an exciting thing for the players, but it would also be cool to have the players interact with the fans, maybe put it up on Twitter, hey, I got these 3 songs that I want to choose, help me choose my goal song. Yeah. I think that's such an ingenious idea to let the players have their own goal song.
That's a great idea, actually. I know baseball players do that all the time, where they let fans pick out their walk-up songs and stuff like that. I know David Wright used to do it all the time for the Mets and everything. So that's a great idea, actually. Good job, Scott. Way to be.
Seriously, isn't that wouldn't that be? Hey, man, once in a while, I have these ideas that I think would be interesting for the league. But it would add such an exciting thing to not just this team, but if every team in the league did that, it'd be so cool. And it'd be even cooler if they would let local bands, it'd be cool if you're a local band and you're, you know what I'm saying, I'm being serious, and you could send in hey, we got this, we recorded
Play my song when you score a goal. Here's my demo. Just throwing them a CD or something, or
the hat trick. You just see
USB drive. Yeah,
but seriously, you think about it, plug it in. So, all right. So, here's a good question for everybody on the Facebook group. Then, going off this theme, last time a player,
what would be your goal song?
What would be your goal song? And let's ask everybody on, because I see Joe Stanslow, our buddy over there, said,
"Manthem."
My goal song would be, which is a good song. Good song. Jersey band. Scotty.
That's
throwing this one to you.
What was that? How I Spent My Summer Vacation, I think, is the name of the album that one's from, Joe. Oh man, I mean, it's kind of hard just not to go straight with Pantera Walk, that would just crush every time. I would probably never score a goal though, because I played goalie. So I would play defense when I did come out. They never let me play offense. Are you kidding me? So I would never get to score a goal.
In a perfect world, which, by the way, the goal song for the Dallas Stars was written by Pantera.
Yeah.
Which is
Vinny,
one of the coolest
Vinny and I
were huge Dallas fans. Yeah.
Vinny was a big hockey fan. He used to go all the time. And actually, the past couple of years before he passed, he was living in Vegas and he used to go to Golden Knights games as well, all the time. So Vinny was a big hockey fan. But I do love that when I'm watching first off, I love the Stars uniforms. I think their uniforms are so just awesome. I love those unis. But it's so cool when they score a goal and you hear that guitar come on, that Dimebag guitar sound, and you're just like,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So Pantera.
Paul in the Facebook group says March of the Pigs.
Right.
9 Inch Nails. See, I would do any Clutch song or most any Clutch song.
Okay.
Even though they're from Maryland, but
Mhm.
I think Clutch would be a very good goal song because they have a lot of songs that hit right off the top.
Well, you want stuff that like people are gonna like
boom,
really
like,
chant
oh, yeah.
along.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Streets gone
what else
wild.
can-
Like, come on.
If
that
I'm
would be-
playing
that
for the
would be-
Devils, I could do Highway to Hell. You know.
Sam said his would be Celine Dion.
Oh, Sam. I don't know, Sam Wu. I think I think Sam Wu needs a Snickers bar. He doesn't seem like himself. That's what I think. Oh, no. Oh, Lord.
Your goal scored by Sam Wu. Hold your friends tight. Kiss your loved ones goodbye. It's going to be a sad day in hell.
Oh, what about the Karate Kid song? You're the best around. Nothing's
my
ever
God.
gonna keep
You can have
down.
so
Like
much-
every time you scored, that came on.
Dude, I'd be so pumped. You go right into the crane. Like, you go right into the crane, like skating on the one. Oh, my God. That would be perfect. Dude. Now I got to think of, like, hilarious. Oh, my God. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? You know what I mean? Which is the fight song that Homer Simpson came out to when he fought Dredrick Tatum, if you remember that.
Wow. That's some Simpsons trivia right there.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how you know all that. That show is so long and epic.
Oh my God.
So many stuff.
Most of my brain is filled with Simpsons knowledge.
Any Tool song would be a Tool song. Okay. Boom. Ramona's a Tool. Joe is saying Boom by POD. Cheryl Miller saying Never Let Go. Dallas needs to go back to the late 90s. I really like the Dallas unis, I gotta say. They remind me of the old Whalers unis.
Yeah. Who would skate around to somebody would score and they would do Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls by TLC.
I like to see like
I just watched the other guys the other day.
What's that?
I just watched the movie The Other Guys the other day. And the day that I was sick, I was actually laying in bed and watching movies, and I was like, "Oh, the Other Guys! I've never actually seen this." And
it's hilarious.
What's his name? Captain Gene. Don't call me Captain Gene. I'm not the kid. I'm not the lead of a kids show. Michael Keaton's character keeps on making like TLC references. Anyways, it was hilarious. But Captain, do you realize you can't just be doing that? You can't just be throwing those. I don't even know I don't know what you're talking about. Just don't go creep.
Oh man.
Anywho's.
Creep by Radiohead or Creep by TLC?
No, Creep by Radiohead would be kind of a cool song. No, too depressing, too slow.
A little too slow. Oh, yeah, you got to cut right to the middle.
Yeah.
For every every enforcer should be forced to use like Gwen Stefani, Holla Back Girl, or something like that. When they
This is bananas. BANAN. I would have so much fun with it. I would pick the most obnoxious songs. That's a love shack. Oh my God, I hate that song. I absolutely
that would be terrible.
That song. Every time you score though, imagine you're like a sniper in the NHL and you're just putting up like Ovechkin-esque numbers, which that dude has scored like I think 16 goals in the last like 8 games or something like that. Oh my God. Anyways, when your team is losing, you come up with great ideas like this.
Well, you know what? I think that's an excellent idea, though. That's really cool, and it's a way to signify, who scores the goal. Although the poor guy who's running the sound up at the top levels probably like, who was that?
Yeah, but you could have you could have a dedicated iPad, and I mean, like, you'd have the top guys that normally score, and then you'd have John Hayden down all the way at the bottom. Yeah, like the guys that never score.
You in the face? Are you kidding me? What are you doing?
Oh my God! I'm just gonna say that you said it because you're already on his hit list.
Yeah.
So, anyways, if you guys are just joining us, by the way, please tell us what goal song you would like to go out to, and then we need to petition this. I really think we should put this forward. I think we need to contact somebody in the Devil's HR and be like, dude, but let's make this happen. I feel like it would be such a cool opportunity. And I forget there is already a team that's doing it, so it's not like it would be. We're not like shattering the earth, coming up with something brand new, but at the same time, like, shatter it. Play something that will make their hearts bleed. Like,
can we throw Taylor Ham at Taylor Hall when he comes to the Rock? Wow. Well, I would say this. That sounds like fun, but that's a damn waste of Taylor Ham right there.
Yeah, and you don't really need to boo him because he didn't leave us in the lurch. I mean, he was kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, we broke up with him.
Yeah, well, we could get into that. We broke up with him, but we're pretty sure that he was texting somebody on the side. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He was already
That's
out.
what they told us. Yeah.
Ramona with the
Coyotes came to us and was like, hey, Taylor Hall's texting us and just thought you want to know,
right.
that this is going
we also heard that
on.
We're texting you. He's texting you and you're testing out people before you bring them in the building. We know. Alice in Chains is a great. See, I also think of like any wrestling intro in my head, and I think of old school ECW. All right, which is by far the greatest.
That's another reason why I said Pantera Walk, because Rob Van Dam used to come out to it.
Heck yeah! So, Man in the Box by Alice in Chains, which is Tommy Dreamer's my favorite wrestler of all time. Man
in the Box would be a good one.
Yeah. What did New Jack and Mustafa? What did they used to come out to? Come on.
Oh, it was just those like hip hop beats that they would just play.
It wasn't. No, they came out. They came out to come on. Ice Cube and Dre. Journey with me into the mind of a maniac, doomed to be a killer. Since blah 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 blah. I'm not gonna say.
I remember. I just remember the other one where it was just kind of like almost like a siren, but it was just like that piano thing, and it would just play the entire
because
time.
That's the beginning. That's the beginning of the song. Oh my God! Come on, dude. That's gonna kill me. Can't wait for Business to bash Hall. LOL. Yeah, that'd be nice too.
The Ultimate
Tim
Warrior
Callahan back.
Hey, there's old Tim.
Tim.
Herbie
Look up
Hancock.
old school. Yeah. Tim, our statistician. Look up what song did New Jack and Mustafa used to come out to in the old ECW days. And that's it.
How about oh no, wait. Who did Enter Sandman? Oh, Motorhead did Enter Sandman for the Sandman.
Yeah.
And then you should actually just come out to Triple H the Game, Motorhead Railer. Time to play the game.
What's up, Tim? Hey, man. That's gonna drive me crazy.
It's all about the game. And Al Scott plays it. All about the game, and he can't think of it.
I can't. It's one of my
Alter Bridge. Oh, Bobby. All right. Alter Bridge, but Alter Bridge. Yeah, what's his Miles Kennedy. Miles is a great singer. I've seen him play. I've seen him with Slash. You ever see Slash come around and Miles play with him? Woo! So I think it's Slash and Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. It's called. Great show. They'll do some GNR. They'll do some Velvet Revolver. They'll do some cool stuff. Check them out.
Natural Born Killers. There you go. God, that was gonna drive me crazy.
Oh, natural. Oh, for the gangster, that was their. Oh, okay. So it was just
Natural Born Killers was their. That was their song that they would come out to.
Got it. Got it.
Got it. Can't beat that, dude. Can't beat that old school.
What? That old school.
Anything by Kill Switch Engage would be nice.
That's a good one. They got some good ones to come out too.
Yeah.
Some
old school White Zombie.
Sure.
That was, if you remember the tag team
Thunderkiss.
That was oh my god. Anyways.
Ooh.
We digressed into something really cool, and we could have gone into like a whole wrestling conversation.
Yes, the hockey podcast. Come on, Scott. Come on.
I know. It's like, stay on task. Got some documentary. Should I play?
I think every time I'd score too, can I use the NWO theme song? Wow. 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 Wow.
But that would be another fun thing to do too. Like if you were straight up killer out on the ice and you were like scoring goals and just get the funkiest like that would be pretty bad. But it'd be cool if like you were super bad and like you're out there killing it, and every time you score, it was like either like the epitome of like the worst song ever, or like just super funky, like almost porno type music. Wow, you know what I mean? Like that's straight up.
If I was a hockey player too, I would demand that they play the Undertaker theme for me every time I would get into a fight, and I would do the really long entrance as well. You know, like just to annoy everybody, like the 10-minute Undertaker walk to the ring thing. I would just circle the ice like while with the organ. Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my god! The dead man! It's the dead man!
Back on.
It'd be funny if you get like a game misconduct and you came out like like how Cactus Jack and Dude Love would come out. You just come out with a different jersey.
Yeah, right.
It's Dude Love.
Oh,
anyways, you guys have to understand that it's out there. If anybody's like, if the first time you ever watch this podcast and you're like, I just tuned in and there's two schmucks sitting here like just talking about random wrestling references and whatever. That's it. You're looking at it, my man. You got it right. That sounds about right. Welcome. Welcome aboard. I hope you enjoy this. Because if the camera wasn't here and you and I were talking, this is the natural conversation. It
would be the exact same thing. It would not be any different.
Somebody starts like,
well, actually,
go ahead.
What? No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No.
Go.
It's like taking the snapshot of like what's actually going on inside my brain at all times. Like somebody the other day, I was at work and somebody started to talk about politics to me, and I swear to God, you could have probably taken a picture of my face and just like watched the world glaze over top of it. And as we're like, and I hope that they under blah 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 blah, like everything just starts to go like boo and zone out, and all I'm thinking of is like just random Simpsons stuff and whatever. So what you see here is like pretty much what is going on in my brain at all times.
Yeah.
Like, man, I wonder if Nico Huster is going to come back from his injury. I wonder what kind of injury he has. What are they not telling us? Is Sami Vatanen okay? Or are they actually just holding him up?
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting here too. I wonder if Gusev could play with Nico when he comes back. He would score more goals. Should be paying attention to something at work. Yeah, exactly.
Somebody's like, the coronavirus. And I'm like, I wonder if Gusev is actually a good first liner.
Oh man,
we have time, Sam. We have time.
Well, you know what? We should mention though, before we get too long here, that it's been great with Devils games here, having 3 games a week. However, I'm very excited because I'm coming back to New Jersey next Saturday, and we're going to do a live event at PJ Ryan's. Am I correct in that? Oh, I can't ask. Sam Moose. Oh, wait. Yes.
I don't know. We will divulge those details soon enough, I suppose.
Okay.
Hey,
I mean,
where's the meat?
You and I will be there. You and I will be at the game.
We will definitely
So-
be there.
We will definitely be there. But
But it's a
outside of
3
that,
o'clock,
listen.
right? Is it 3 o'clock start time?
Is it 3
Or
o'clock?
is it 12?
Oh,
Or is it 12 noon? Oh, wow. It's
Is
a
it
12 noon?
is it really?
I'm looking at my schedule, and my schedule is in West. Oh, no, it's 6 o'clock.
No.
I'm
It's a
doing
6
math
o'clock
the wrong
game,
way.
right?
Yeah, it's 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
Paul, we'll be there Sunday. We're going to be at the game. So if you see us, feel free to come up, say hi, talk to us. Scotty might bite you. I won't.
Maybe.
Maybe if he's feeling like it. But yeah, honestly, like if you guys see us, like just say what's up. Like we're gonna be more than likely. I think we're gonna be at PJ Ryan's, but we have to confirm that. We'll go over those details later, and then we'll have like an announcement.
Oh, was I
of
giving
what's
it
going on.
something away like Jacques Caron? Was it? Did I
You
just
just
Jacques Caron it right there?
You Karan, you
Oh,
just Karan
man.
the hell out of it. And we're gonna get PK bobbleheads. Is that what that's going on?
Is that what's happening?
It says Paul just said PK bobbles.
We're giving away Sam Woo's car. Is that what's happening? And this oh my what? What? This is crazy. I don't know if you guys heard that. We're giving away Sam Woo's car this weekend on the podcast.
Hey man, I'm cool with getting a PK bobblehead. Add it to my collection. It's funny at work. I have like all of them. I have them all, like a little shelf dedicated to just like the 8 or 9 bobbleheads that I have collected over the years. Okay, I have to. I gotta say something that might be interesting. So I was reading an article the other day. Might be interesting. I was reading an article the other day, and there was. This is why ESPN should not talk about Devils hockey. They were suggesting that Blake Coleman gets sent over to the Dallas Stars for like a 3rd round pick and some like no name prospect. And I know like this is what happens because our thought process is all over the place. But I don't know why I was just thinking about this. It pisses me off because I don't know if it's an undervalued look of how he is as a player, but like people that make some of these trade things or like float these ideas out there, I think what ends up happening is like you undervalue some of these players, especially like a Blake Coleman. If you were another GM, what would you give up to get Blake Coleman on your team? And you're making a push for a playoff spot.
I mean, I don't see again. Like, I mean, this is his highest goal total. You know, he's having the best season of his career. So, you know, as another GM, you're not going to offer too much for it because he doesn't have a long history. You know, this is his best year ever kind of deal. So you're not going to get like a 1st round pick or something like that. I don't think. You know, maybe I'm wrong. In my mind, I think he'd be worth it, you know, but I mean, the way he's performing this year, in Hell's Bells, he's leading our team in goals. He's got 21 goals, you know, like, I hope they don't. I just don't. It seems like a fluff piece. Like, I don't think they're actively looking to trade Blake Coleman or Kyle Palmieri. I honestly really
don't.
Like,
and I hope not too.
I think Ray might have been, and I think that's honestly some of the stuff that could have like led to like, you know, the let go. You know, I think he wanted to like make some more trades and stuff like that, and they were like, "Yeah."
And that's another thing too. Isn't it like weird? Isn't it like weird? Like after Ray got fired, like he kind of just disappeared, right? And then like you know he got obviously like you don't really hear from a lot of the GMs and stuff like that after they get fired.
He'll get another job.
He will. I'm sure of that. I'm sure of that, but it's just weird to me, like how I don't know, like he's like here 1 second and then poof, gone, and then like you know this whole season has just been so like bizarre.
It was a roller coaster ride, bro. You know,
I can't wait. I can't wait till the end of this month. Will tell a lot about what this team's going to do next year. We'll say that.
Absolutely. You know, and that's why I like to see the team playing hard, and I'm excited for Nico to come back and, you know, get healthy and get back out on the ice. I think I heard I was kind of like doing some things yesterday around the apartment, so I had the game on, and I wasn't like fully paying attention. Like I usually try to like take some notes and stuff like that on certain things, but I could have swore I heard them saying that Nico was coming back. I don't know if I was wrong. Maybe they were talking about Sammy Vatanen. I can't remember. But I thought they were saying that they were going to return to the lineup sometime this week. So that would be really good. And I just want to see him play hard. Honestly, like, I was talking about, I would like to see Nico Palms and Goose, Zajac Coleman and Zaka, Jack Hughes with Simmons and Miles Wood, because Miles Wood seems to play good with Wayne Simmons. And then, John Hayden, don't punch me in the face, but whomever on that fourth line. I'd love to see some of the people down there at the AHL come up, get a chance to see if they can produce for the rest of the season. We're not making the playoffs. This season is what it is. We had a horrible first half. Same thing. Ray again, much like in Pittsburgh, he hung on to the coach a little too long. Probably should have made a change. Maybe the season could have turned around. But, it didn't work out with our superstar that we got. It didn't work out with our GM, but we do have a lot of the right pieces. I think Jack Hughes is going to get a lot better. Just needs some time to grow. He's a small kid. He's got to bulk up. Same thing that we've seen with Nico. Nico got pushed around his first year. Now Nico is kind of the one that's, he's standing his ground. He's not a big monster, but he's strong, lower half, man. You can't get him off his skates anymore, and he's getting that position in front of the net. That's what I'm saying. Can you imagine Gusev, kind of like, woo, he's been skating around in circles on that power play, and teams seem to be kind of backing off him. You know what I mean? Like the word is out, the goose is loose kind of deal. He's going to be making plays.
And that's the thing is, like, you hope that whoever is the next GM of this team, like, signs him to a long-term deal. Because if he keeps maturing in the NHL and doing what he's doing, he could be a solid prospect. He could be a solid, contributor to this team going forward. You brought up a great point about Jack Hughes, and I was listening to the game yesterday, and I was listening to the radio, and Chico and I think they had Matt Laughlin had an interview with Jack Hughes. I think it was in the first intermission, and Jack Hughes was basically saying, like, this summer is going to be huge for me. He recognizes, and I think this is one of the cool things about this kid, is he recognizes that he's not where he should be. He's like, I'm frustrated because, coming into it, I didn't think it was going to be this hard. And, I feel like he made a great point by saying, like, this summer he's going to work on his shot. He's going to get bigger, like, all this kind of stuff. He needs to. He gets thrown around out there. Right? The kid's 18 years old. He only weighs like $180 or whatever he weighs. But I mean,
soaking wet.
Anybody that's freaking out about this kid, like, oh, he's a bust, blah blah blah. It's like, dude, you
not a bust.
We go back to this every time. Chico Resch said this when we had him on in the beginning of the season. That if Jack Hughes came in here,
our good friend Chico Resch, what are you talking about?
Our very good friend. BFF, if you would.
We like to call him a colleague.
A colleague, yeah, sure. Yeah. If Jack Hughes came into the league and dominated right off the bat, then it says the NHL is a joke, essentially, because nobody should walk into the NHL and absolutely just destroy the league. You know what I mean? Like that. Connor McDavid didn't do that in his first year. He also had a injury take out half of his season, but I don't know. You give it time. It's a window. You need a window of time to see what this kid turns into. I think next year he has a big season. He takes a big step forward. I think Nico breaks into that 30, 35, 40 goal area next year and starts to like really produce and starts to, really become like I don't want to say superstar, but right in that top tier of like top players in the league. There's guys that are on the verge of being great.
And Joe just not there yet. Here. Patty Kane build. And that's who Jack Hughes, I don't want to make comparisons, but you just look at them on the ice, the way Hughes moves, the way he skates, it does remind you a lot of Patrick Kane. So, if we could get someone, if Jack Hughes turns out to be, like 75%, even, we're going to shoot the moon for him, of course. But even if he turns out to be like, like the player, maybe like 75% level of Patrick Kane, we should be looking pretty damn good.
That's right.
You know
Hey,
what I mean?
man, here's the hoping that
Sky's the limit
everything.
for that kid.
He's got the God-given talent, and that's something you can't coach. And I mean, like, you could coach a better shot, you can coach better skating, you can coach everything else. He's got the gift of being a very talented hockey player. I think he's going to be fine. I think this team will be fine.
Got something. You got something. You're good.
But
you're good.
The next couple of weeks are going to be interesting. I'll tell you that. And I'm looking forward. Hey, dude, I'm seriously looking forward to seeing you out on the East Coast. It's going to be a good time.
I can't wait to get back out there. It's been a while, so I'm really excited to see everybody and actually get out to a New Jersey Devils game at the Rock instead of at the Staples Center, or I can't even remember the name of the Anaheim place, but whatever it's called, the Honda Center, I think, something like that.
Honda, the Pond.
Yes.
The Honda
so
Pond.
It's nice to get home and get back to the Rock and catch a good Devils game. Very excited.
Yeah. All right, my friend. Well, Sam has hit the music, so you know what
Sam
that means.
Has hit the music. Means time for our final thoughts here. And I guess we just kind of said our final thoughts, didn't we? Something like that. I'm going with that was my final thought. I'm very excited to see everyone. Be on the lookout for some announcements if we aren't going to be doing live stuff from the game on Sunday. I know we're going to try to, because we're all here in town. It would be a big, happy Let's Go Devils podcast family hookup at the Rock. Look out for more info coming soon from Sam Wu Productions.
You can close it, my friend.
You want me to close it?
Yeah, go ahead.
What did we say?
Sam
usually does it.
Yeah, all right, well.
Oh, I guess, and if there's one more thing, and if you're not down with that, oh wait, and this is the bottom line, because the Let's Go Devil podcast said so.
And remember,
go
Devils. Yeah, that's what it is.
Let's go Devils. All right, so we do it?
Terrible.
And remember, let's go Devils.
So awkward.